So this, I run an ongoing workshop called Spa for the Soul. It is for people who need to sustain the juice of a workshop throughout the year so that their soul fire stays kindled on a regular basis. And usually the type of message I'm about to shoot would go to them. In fact, I am going to post it to them. Hi, Solomios. But I'm also posting it on Angie TV because I think the content is something worth discussing. And the basis of it is a dream I had last night, and it feels like, well, really no less than a wake-up call. And it goes like this. There were many details in the dream, and there's a lot to suss out and to discuss. It was pretty powerfully symbolic. But the one image I'll give you with was that I went into my kitchen, I opened the door, and there in my refrigerator was this miniature polar bear. He was real. He was about the size of a guinea pig, and he was hungry. And I remembered only at that moment, upon seeing him and him kind of crawling up to my neck and burrowing in my neck, that that he was mine and that he was my responsibility, and I was supposed to feed him, and I'd forgotten all about him, and he'd been in there almost a week. And so at this point, I'm in complete panic mode that this exquisite creature, this one-of-a-kind creature, not another one in the whole world, and I'm lucky enough and important enough and special enough to have this one-of-a-kind creature come to me in my life, and I forget. I forget that he's with me. I forget that he's in my house. I forget that he's in my fridge, and therefore I can't feed him. And when I wake up, I realize that there is a sense of shame, and there's a sense of neglect, a horror that I had neglected this beautiful, amazing, one-of-a-kind creature. But mostly it was just a sadness, and the sadness generated from the fact that I had forgotten that there was a one-of-a-kind creature in my care. And as I was laying there feeling so sad, feeling the reality that dreams sometimes cloak upon us in those early waking hours, the dew of that still laying heavy on me, I laid there with tears slipping out of my eyes, thinking about how I could forget something so exquisite existed, and what loss it was to myself and also to the world that I didn't take care of this thing. Surely this thing would have attracted as many people as Love, the little newborn panda born in San Diego. This was an exquisite, amazing, one-of-a-kind creature. Not a limited edition, not a species on the verge of extinction, but one of a kind. And I almost let it slip through my fingers. I woke before I figured out whether he was going to live or not. And so I lay there feeling this huge, the burden and the regret and the sadness and the loss. And I asked myself, where in me is this polar bear? What part of me is this polar bear? And what part of me is the me that was in my dream awakening to this polar bear in the fridge? And at least he was keeping cool, right? And I got an immediate answer, and that is that one-of-a-kind, exquisite creature is exactly that. We could call it soul, we could call it spirit, we could call it psyche, or we could just call it creature. But inside you, there is an exquisite, one-of-a-kind, wondrous, incredible, spectacular, lovable, soft, yummy, infectious and affectionate creature. Magical, breathtaking. Inside me, same thing. And there are things in our lives that we do that make us forget that that is the truth. And I am less interested in the ways that we have become lost, or the ways in which we have suffered amnesia. I am more interested in the ways we become found and in the ways that we wake up. To look at you and to have this awareness, this dream, this revelation, that you are one of a kind, that people, if they could really see what was in you, would flock. They would form lines. They would make campaigns. They would write letters. They would buy tickets of admission to come view you in their delight and in their wonder. This is how the stars feel about us. This is how life force energy feels about us. This is how God feels about us. An absolute delight, a swooning in the exquisite creature that you are. When we spend so much energy and so much time cultivating who we are so that the people around us will be happy, the society around us will be happy, the teachers and the mentors and the siblings and the parents and the relatives and the friends will all be satisfied with who we are. When we do that, we begin to forget. And when we listen to the voice, the inner voice that prompts us to step out of what we know, to step out of the routine, to step out of the prescriptions, the prescribed roles, and step into something daring, delicious, something that percolates, something that excites, something that entices, even if it's a small thing, even if it's driving to work a different way, even if it's stopping at a park instead of going straight home, on your drive home, pulling over into a cemetery or into a park just for 15 minutes, just to give yourself a doorway, a portal, an opening into another experience. Because these portals, they open doorways to the remembrance of the exquisite creature. They ask the question, what else can I be? And they dig a pathway to your authenticity, to the revelation of your exquisite, one-of-a-kind creature. Whatever it is for you, you are opening a space, a sense of spaciousness in your life. That in that spaciousness, the memory of the exquisite creature begins to awaken. When you catch a glimpse of it, you will fall in love with it. You think that you're in love with your pets, with your four-footed soul companions. I have lost my heart to more than one. And this dream was, it took what I have felt for every beloved I have ever shared my life with and blew it wide open. This sense of doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet and has come to nestle inside your bosom, rest on your neck, climb up in your hair, and snuggle down into you. This exquisite wonder of being is you. And I invite you into the conversation of how we make the spaciousness, how we create the space to welcome the memory back, to awaken, and to step into the exquisiteness, the wondrousness, the buy a ticket to stand in the presence of ness, of you, of me, of us. What's it going to take? What's it going to take to wake up and fall in love with you?